Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Wang, Yihan, China. And on my left, Ratchanok, Intanon, Thailand. Ratchanok, Intanon to serve. Love all. Play.
So the second of the women's singles semi-finals, the battle of the former world champions. Now, Steen, I was very interested to hear during the first of the semi-finals that you favoured Wang Yihan with these conditions. Nothing to do with the head-to-head, purely on the conditions?
No, definitely also the head-to-head, but
okay.
It's interesting that both players have not conceded more than 16 points in any game, and that makes it a very interesting match, because definitely two of the best win players in the tournament. Very good win yesterday for Wang Yihan against Carolina Marin, whom she's struggled with over the last couple of years.
Oh my goodness. Fresh air shot, and that is an indication of just how windy it is. Flight of the shuttle being moved by the draft created by the air conditioning, and there's one or two, or there have been one or two open doors. This is a good start for Ratchanok. Wang Yihan, the most successful women's singles player in Super Series history. 29 finals so far, having won 20 titles. That's a good win-loss record, isn't it, in Super Series finals? Let's go along.
5 love.
Yep.
Service over. 1-5. Two, 5. Service over. 6-2.
Good attacking shot from Ratchanok Intanon, and I think Wang Yihan probably has to take a little bit more initiative on this side of the court, because the attacking shots from Ratchanok, they arrive at Yihan's side of the court really, really fast. split seconds faster than it normally would.
Go. Service over. 3-8.
Oh, yes. She
4,
often uses that sort of
8.
crouch down defence,
Yeah,
doesn't she?
yeah.
And just drives it back. Sometimes I think she overdoes it, especially when it's aimed towards her backhand side. She tries to play that round the head with a crouch defence.
She's very good at it.
5,
That was 2
8.
good points for Wang Yihan there.
Good rally.
On court 2.
Oh, yes, that's
Men's
landed
doubles.
well in. That's a very good rally. Clever play from Wang Yihan. Look at that defence.
Umpire Chris Yip-Ting-Pong, Hong Kong, China. Service judge Mr. Tan Ai-Peng, Malaysia. Court 2.
8. Service over.
Very attacking
9,
style from
6.
Ratchanok. And we know that that is the key here in Shah Alam. I've been thinking about how to describe the wind conditions here to sort of give people an idea of what it's like. And I mean, in almost all of the stadiums that the players play in on this Superseries circuit and so on, there is some drift.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to put it is that normally you have to adjust your game. Here you have to change your game.
Fantastic way to describe it, yes.
Service over. 7-9.
But it's going to be good practice before next week's Singapore Open, because that's normally the most drifty hole on the tour, and I think it's gone down to second place now.
Oh, look at that. That's delightful disguise, delightful skill.
Service over. 10-7.
It's way too short, the lift from Wang Yihan. So many possibilities open for Ratchanok Intanon.
Let's come back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
11-7 interval.
So a 4-point advantage for the number 4 seed. Ratchanok Intanon, yeah, clearly in. A little over 8 minutes of play. Apart from all the conditions here, Steen, why do you think that Ratchanok has had such a problem in the past with Wang Yihan?
20 seconds.
Well, I think it's due to one of the issues that we discussed when watching Ratchanok earlier, that she is she has a playful style. She can do all kinds of shots, but she's not always very efficient, and that's what we can say the opposite about Wang Yihan. I mean, she is definitely very efficient when she's in physically good shape.
Yeah, it was wonderful defence on the backhand side to play that cross court.
11.
Look at that. That's amazing. Incredible shot. That gone past her. Difficult to play cross court on the backhand side anyway, but when it's gone past you on the defence, incredible.
First two shots were excellent, and then a good retrieval from Ratchanok, and suddenly off balance Wang Yihan, and has to try to control the shot, and as we've noticed, very, very difficult.
Oh, two net cords. Oh yes.
Hardin, 8.
Yeah.
14, 8.
Opened up at 6-point cushion again.
Yeah, she's really playing well, Ratchanok. She's able to control her shots to the backcourt of Wang Yihan, especially the forehand corner. And this shot here is way too short. Look at the feet of Ratchanok. Intanon is in the middle of the court. So Yihan playing up against the drift right now, so she's a little off balance. It's very difficult to get enough length on a shot.
Service over. 9, 15.
Oh, that is fabulous. You know, when we were watching her yesterday against PV Sindhu, you know, and all the shots were working and so on, and I sort of wondered whether PV Sindhu was not playing well, or, but looking at Ratchanok today, Ratchanok is just playing some of the best badminton I think I've seen since she won that world title.
I agree. I agree. It wasn't Sindhu that didn't play well, it was Sindhu that wasn't allowed to play well.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see the second game here. Can Ratchanok Intanon erase that 0 in the W column?
Yeah. Thought about leaving it by the time she decided to play it. Shuttle had dropped too low.
Yeah, well played.
11-17. Play.
Yes, again. Oh, she is following up exceptionally well.
Yeah, that lift is way too short. Look at the feet again. So there's an explanation why it's a bit easier to follow up. And I talked to some of the players before the tournament started. They had only been practicing in here, and they said on one side of the court it's almost impossible to get it to the baseline, no matter how hard you hit it.
19.
Well,
11.
Ratchanok just 2 points away from this opening game.
Yeah.
Game point.
Yeah, the little
11.
block to the nets, getting Wang Yihan out of position, deceiving her, and then she goes for her winning. A whole host of game point opportunities. Only needed the one though. 21-11 opening game to Ratchanok Intanon. Just a little over 16 minutes. So smash placement today. Well, an awful lot of winners from Ratchanok. 6 of them down the forehand side of her opponent. Yeah. None down the middle.
Yeah. But still, I mean, 60-40, that's perhaps not that significant.
No.
It's not so that you can actually take a chance, because you want to return more than 60% of the smashes.
Level.
But it was very interesting
Play.
that the Chinese coaches left the court really quickly, and I think it was Wang Yihan who chose to start on the far side of the court, and that must mean that she's got the game plan ready.
Oh, it's a good opening rally to this second game, isn't it? It's going wide. Oh, she's taken it. It's a very good rally. Yeah. Well worked by Wang Yihan. But I'm with you, Steen, because you said towards the end of the first game you thought this was going to be really interesting. Second game, see how Wang Yihan reacts. 27
Yes.
shots. Oh, good net shot.
I think we're going to see a lot of play from Wang Yihan towards the back court, forehand corner of Ratchanok Intanon.
Love.
If she can hit that corner really well, then Ratchanok has almost no other opportunity than just play it straight, flat. And that, of course, Wang Yihan is alert to, so she can sort of cover that that area really well. If she tries to play the baseline under pressure, I think it will be way too short, and Wang Yihan will be able to kill the attack.
Yeah.
There it is. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's it. So
Four.
it's so important for Ratchanok to simply come up with some other shots from that corner there. It cannot go straight all the time. It has to go cross or to the right hand side of Wang Yihan's body. And when she's in really good position, she needs to get it long, high. Otherwise, she's stuck. That's good. That's working well. It's worked well for Ratchanok in the first game, the deceptions, and then play it to the net. And I think that's the key for her as well here. That's wide. That's
Yes,
wide
yeah.
and long. That wasn't the drift, all of it.
5-1.
She read that one. It was a forehand return, could almost only go to the forehand side of Wang Yihan, but good reaction from Intanon. Not here though.
Service over. 6-2. Seven, 2. Fault.
Yeah, she didn't win the rally, but you're right, Steen. More for lot going down that deep forehand corner.
And she played that last shot a little bit too high, and immediately Ratchanok was there to grab the chance. So great play actually by both players, but for Ratchanok it would be really, really good if she could make some cross shots, some quality cross shots from a long forehand corner.
Going wide.
Service over. 8-3. Service over. 4-8.
Well, I think there's still a little bit of doubt in Wang Yihan's mind You know, at one stage in this second game, just a couple of points ago, it went through my mind that she was looking confident again, and then there's the odd shot where I sort of think, oh, she is a bit worried.
Yeah, yeah. I guess you always are when you're down 1 game to nothing.
Yeah, sure.
So you pretty much want to have this 4-point lead all the way up through the second game to be reasonably secure. Yeah, good read by Ratchanok.
Brilliant! The reactions on the defence there from Ratchanok Intanon. Look how short the lift was, and it was a good follow-up from Wang Yihan. But the reactions of Ratchanok were superb.
That's wide. Yep. I'm a little bit surprised she chooses to use these high serves here. I think she would benefit from flicking Wang Yihan and see if she can get a little bit off balance from the beginning of the rally. But of course, if you have a good enough defense, then what's the problem?
Yeah.
I agree with what you said, Jill. The momentum is with Ratchanok right now.
Yeah. And there was that shot played by Wang Yihan that looked to me as if she'd got doubt in her mind, and she hasn't won a rally since.
The one to the forehand side, the high one? Ah, okay, yeah. The
round the head one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Service over. 9-7.
Well, Ratchanok wants the court mopped. Allows the players to go off and have a towel down. Can't help but wonder a little bit in my mind, Steen. Of course, Wang Yihan with her quarter-final yesterday, as you pointed out earlier, she's struggled in the recent past against Carolina Marin, and whether she'd built up in her own mind that possible quarter-final and sort of geared her whole focus initially, having seen the draw, towards that quarter-final, and almost not thought about beyond that.
Yeah, probably, and then suddenly seeing Ratchanok on the other side, which should be a pleasant surprise, that because she's always beaten her, and now suddenly it's not so easy.
Yeah. Well, there was a 4-point difference in the first game, and in the first game it was in favour of Ratchanok. Here in the second, a 4-point advantage at the mid-game interval is with Wang Yihan. Jin Jin, taller of the two coaches there.
And Tang Shui Hua, the other one. I think he's the one actually in charge of the overall women's singles department in China, as far as I'm...
Tang.
Yeah. 20 seconds.
There he is.
Eleven, 7, play.
Oh, yes.
That's a good shot.
That's the variation you wanted from deep in the forehand corner.
Yeah. It wasn't really deep, but it's still good to have the variation. You got to vary it when you can.
Yeah.
See, she wasn't under that much pressure, but a good shot. And if you can get one more in there, then Wang Yihan must sort of use a little attention on that side as well. Oh, that was lucky for Ratchanok, because Wang Yihan, she covered that cross drop really well.
11.
So the advantage now for Ratchanok is that it's pretty obvious what Wang Yihan is doing. So if she can direct some of her shots to the backhand, yeah, that one, to the right hand side of the court, to the forehand of Wang Yihan, she knows that Wang Yihan will try to play her in the long forehand, and that gives her some chances of intercepting.
Yeah. Well, 3 straight points since the mid-game interval. Challenge.
So we're exactly on that line, and
Ball out.
I think no matter what the line judge call was, there was going to be a challenge.
Yeah, it was desperately close, wasn't it?
Wow.
Hawkeye says it was definitely out.
Unsuccessful.
I'm surprised at that. Hawkeye with high-speed cameras down the line. And then one of the court officials decides by looking at the frame by frame whether it's in or not.
Play.
Well played, well played.
Service
So
over.
important that she variates her
11.
shots. Wang Yihan, I was about to say attacking shots, because it is, in my opinion, an attacking shot, but it's just not a downward shot.
Ball.
She's not been lucky here in
Service over.
the 6 rallies after the interval. She's been on top of a lot of them, but still down 5-1.
Yeah. That time the shuttle was deflected by hitting the neck cord from Ratchanok. Good rally.
It's good badminton.
Yeah.
It's really good badminton. Wang Yihan is doing everything she can, but we must also credit Ratchanok for defending herself well.
Yeah, it was played at such a pace. And for the first time in this second game, Ratchanok Intanon goes into the lead. 37 shots. The longest rally of the match so far.
Service over. 13 all.
Yeah, it's magnificent. Yeah, there's another smash down the forehand side
Service
of
over.
Wang Yihan.
14 13.
Great net shot. Missed it. Well, having set herself up,
Service
misses with
over.
the final smash.
14 all.
Big gulp of air afterwards as well from Ratchanok. Gone wide.
15 14.
They must be feeling the pace of this already. Already longer than the first semi-final. Oh, that's a good block.
Excellent shot. One of the very best shots from Wang Yihan. The sliced, straight smash drop. Something in between. Very controlled, very precise. That's not a drop shot. Definitely not a drop shot.
No, that's sort of a half smash, isn't it?
Yeah.
Play.
Three important rallies for Yihan. Three really good points.
Wang.
Yeah, the pressure from the front of the court there
Service
from
over.
Ratchanok
15,
Intanon. My
16.
mind's flashing back to yesterday when you were talking about Victor Axelsen and the need to just sometimes put pressure on the first one,
Yeah.
and get the weak reply, and then you put it away from the front. That was beautifully done.
And we've often, or at least I've often criticised Ratchanok for not being so strong in particularly that situation, but I think she's become a little better, or maybe we just notice the ones that is successful.
Yeah, that was an important point.
Service over. 17 15.
Oh, it's called out. I'd challenge that. I'd challenge.
Yeah, she's doing
Yes.
that,
Yep.
but it's not really a
Intanon
clear challenge.
challenges.
Just a little
Ball
wave of
out.
the hand.
Yeah, the players are supposed to raise their arm
Yeah.
immediately after the rally when they want a challenge. We had one recently, didn't we, when the player, I think it was,
Challenge
Oh, it was out.
unsuccessful.
I think it was Jano Jorgensen in the All England, do you remember? He
Yeah.
sort of just twiddled his
And he wasn't
his
allowed
hand,
to.
and he wasn't
One
allowed to
challenge
because he
remaining.
didn't make the challenge clear.
Play. 17.
So both of them just one challenge remaining in this second game.
Yeah, no, it's 18
18
15.
15.
I think it's really, really important that the umpires are so focused in these
15.
challenge situations, because we saw again here that the score wasn't entirely correct.
Yeah.
And at 17-15 in the second game, if you have to sort of allocate energy to discussing for points or for avoiding the opponents gets an unjust point, that's really
Yeah.
really demanding on the players.
Absolutely.
19.
And I mean, we've seen some very unlucky situations where the score has been simply wrong after they play on from the challenges, and that's worrying.
Fault.
Well,
Service over.
court will need to be mopped.
17.
And there's that variation
19.
from deep in the forehand corner again, Steen, that you were asking for. Well, it wasn't really deep forehand, it was more near the centre of the court. Yeah, there's still a tremendous smash, isn't it?
Thank you.
I can't help thinking of the two missed smashes down the line from her backhand side, Ratchanok Intanon. That's really the difference right now. Had she just won one of them, it would have been equal.
Yeah. Well, there's just 1 point in it now.
19. Play.
Oh, completely mistimed it. And 19 all, and it's all about who can hold their nerve
19.
right now.
But a great backhand shot from Intanon here. I like the pace in it because that's what makes it difficult. If there were no pace, it would be so easy for Wang Yihan to direct it wherever she wanted it to.
Would you believe it? 5 straight points from 15-19 down to earn herself a match
20.
point opportunity
Match point.
and an opportunity to
19.
record her first ever victory over Wang Yihan at her 13th attempt.
Play.
It's gone long. Who says 13 is an unlucky number? Ratchanok Intanon, 21-11, 21-19, and a first ever victory over Wang Yihan to book her place in the final tomorrow. What an excellent final rally. 6 straight points from 15-19 adrift. Oh, my goodness me. Oh no, it was wrong. Yeah, the victory for Ratchanok Intanon through to the final. 21-11. 21-19, and she will play Tai Su Ying in tomorrow's final.